Happy, wonderful afternoon to everyone. I hope that today has treated you well so far. And I am working on completing this Hellwitch blank. So for anyone who is new to this particular stream, this is a Hellwitch. She's a character by Coffin Comics, created by Brian Pulido. And I have 4 blanks that I'm doing for Coffin Comics. And as far as what these blanks are being used for specifically, I'm not entirely sure. A lot of times these will pop up as special rewards in Kickstarter for their campaigns or other things. So I have no particular idea as far as what they're being used for, but my goal is to wrap them up by mid-March. So I'm working on these here and there, mostly on Twitch. And my goal for this one is to start getting the colors in today. So what I'm working on now is just wrapping up some of the inking. I don't plan on inking her hair. I'm gonna leave that in pencil because I'm coloring the whole thing with a very deep purple and then going into black. So I don't really need any lines. It's just gonna make extra time or take extra time, and then also make it so that any lines I do put in are just gonna disappear. So there's no particular need to do that. But I need to finish up her wings and her arm over here, a couple little details, and then we can get to coloring, which is the fun part. I have worked on Hellwitch covers, this particular character. I've done covers of her, so she's been colored digitally. I have never done any commissions with her, so her particular skin tone was described as cinnamon. So that one I'm not really sure which markers I'm gonna use, but I do have my trusty hex chart. Once it's time to color, I'll of course get that and we can look at that together. Excuse me. Kylie, Keeman, Mike, Mystery, hello everybody. I get all excited and see your names and then proceed to choke. Classic. Oh, Scott, hello. So I'm gonna try to sort of not rush, but motivate through the inks, because it's pretty much figured out as far as the pencils go, and I don't need to make my ink lines really clean or perfect or anything like that, because it's all gonna be handled in the color. Wayne is here. Yeah, you do. Oh, thank you, Scott. No worries, though. I totally understand that there is life going on, too. It's going great. I just got all excited that everybody showed up and started choking like a crazy person. The frigid weather at work. Yeah. You know what? It's still pretty warm here, though. My son was telling me that over the weekend it's going to get cold here in Calgary finally, and we're going to have warmer than normal for January, but still not as warm as it is right now. So it's going to actually be appropriately Calgary cold. It's going to be minus 29 centigrade during these next few days. So that's going to be exciting. Oh, thank you, Scott. That's good to hear. It's nice and warm in Arizona. Of course it is. No, it isn't cold enough in Canada right now. It's still pretty warm. Like any remaining snow we have is melting and everything. Hello, beautiful lady. 38. Kylie, I can't even. I honestly can't even. That is just too hot. Let's start with the horns today. You're hanging out at about 0? I thought it was like minus 37 in where you are, and in the Chicago, New York. Well, I guess Chicago and New York are not close. I feel ashamed. Shame. But anyway, it's really cold over there, isn't it? Like, you posted a picture of what it was like outside, and it looked like you were in the North Pole, Mike. Oh, wow, Wayne. Yeah, we're getting there this weekend. It's finally happening. Oh, yay, you got did you get it this Monday, or you got it on Monday, Jeff? Thank you, Brandy. Yeah, just a few miles away from Chicago, Mike. I am shamed in my terrible mental recollection of the US map. I am just face palm. Hey, Arrow! Welcome to the stream today. So today, I apologize, everyone. My live stream is going to be a little bit shorter than usual. I usually try to go for at least 3 hours. Today, I think I'm only going to clock around 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes. I am trying to not be such a couch potato, and tonight I work out in the evenings, well, in the afternoons usually, with my 14-year-old daughter, and I also need to cook dinner. So I'm kind of trying to like do Twitch, then quickly work out, and then quickly cook dinner. So it's a busy afternoon stint. It's within driving distance, yes, if you're really motivated. Good evening, Philip. Hello. No, it's okay. It's 5:25 my time. I will go at 7:30. So, yeah, I have about an hour and 15 minutes or so. 2 hours and 15 minutes. The Instapot was a success! Success! I cooked rice in 4 minutes. Like, seriously, 4 minutes. I mean, it's mind-blowing. Yes, Wayne, I am 100% getting into con shape. And you know what? It's for carrying my suitcases. So I am getting ready. I'm cutting carbs. I'm not having any sugar. I'm going to try again to do no sugar for 12 weeks. Oh my God. But anyway, though that starts bleeding into the actual convention season, and con weekends, all bets are off. Though definitely don't feed the dawn. Don't bring me gummy bears. I can't resist them. Hello, Shane. What about pot roast? I haven't done that yet. I've still been using, yes, Brandy, 4 minutes. I kid you not, 4 minutes. And usually we use a rice cooker, and the rice cooker takes like 40 minutes. So it cuts your time down by like insane amounts. And honestly, I prefer the rice from the Instant Pot than I do from the rice cooker. And I spent many years as a child in Japan, so I'm very, very picky about my rice. And I like the Instapot stuff better. So that says something. Good morning, pretty girl. How are you, Annika? We keep it. Yes, you do, Philip. That's right. All right, I'm looking down for a minute to keep making some inking progress here. You guys are just all too much fun to talk to. And then I stop drawing. Oh, I understand that one, Brandy. I've been scared for years of any kind of pressure cooker. Because I literally saw one explode when I was about 6. Yeah, I have to be good, Mike. Remember when you brought the cookies, I ate the entire can? I think I may have shared like a couple with you, maybe. And then I just scarfed them all. Oh, wow. That's good. I'm glad Annika's getting some food. Yes, exactly. That's why, Brandy. It's so scary. But the technology is much better now. I'm sure if anyone from the Instapot company saw that I posted that I was worried that it was going to explode, they're probably just like, you crazy ridiculous girl, that's not gonna happen. It probably got them super mad. Yeah, I was scared. Though it has like it does release the pressure on a timing something or other. Like it's all much better. I highly doubt that there have been any actual Instapot explosions. It was just me worried about the old type. And me, 6 years old, is a long time ago. Oh, that chocolate chip coffee cake was so yummy though, Wayne, but I can't have any at Emerald City or C2E2. It auto stirs? Oh my god. Okay, that I haven't seen. Thank you, Keith. Oh, you've heard recent ones, Brandy? All right, so then maybe they're not so mad at me. Hello, Mark. Oh, that is really interesting, Scott. I didn't know that. Like, ours auto-releases pressure, so maybe it stirs it as well, and I had no idea. Do we have the same one? Because I posted the picture of mine. I'll be honest, I haven't read the whole user manual Dan has. That I left to him. I am Juan. Oh, and I'll just give you guys a little heads up. Oh, thank you, Kylie. Firstly, guys, Kylie helped me do the finish the flats. I was in such a hurry that I inked part of it, got it halfway flatted, finished the inking, had Kylie flat the rest, and set it up for me, and then I colored it. So, thank you, Kylie. And then just a quick heads up for you guys so you can get like first knowing is I believe the Comics Elite is going to be posting some remark options, and there aren't, it's limited. So they have some examples of some of the ones that I did for Batman 50. And they're using those just so that people can see a basic example because it's the same characters. And so you can just go onto the website or follow them, subscribe, whatever it is, and you'll get notified. But they are going to be up soon. I know, that was such a fail. Hello, Adam. Oh, sorry, Mark. That's true, Wayne. No food. We're not allowed to bring it in. Especially if you have a Nexus card, then, you know, you're really not bringing in any food. Okay, so now I'm just putting in her collarbone, which I really like to add in. It sets the, it always helps me remember where everything breaks up if I put in a clear collarbone. So I always try to at least have some sort of indication of a collarbone. Oh, okay, so we have an actual Instapot, so you got a different one than we have, Scott. That's gotta hurt so bad with her arm pressed against her like spiky bra, but she's a tough girl, so we're gonna let it slide. So I'm doing, ooh, can't put my arm on that side. I'm kind of making this a sort of back and forth, almost like a lattice style band. Maybe I'll make it leather or something like that, like strips. Go. And then right here we're seeing the top of her arm where it connects and because of the angle, we're not seeing her armpit. We're just kind of seeing where the muscles connect. Anthony, hello. Oh yeah, for sure, Philip. It's all good. You know, Mystery, I don't have the little cooking cheat sheet, but it cooks beans really, really fast too. It's crazy. I know, right, Kylie? That's gotta be painful. But she's tough. Oh, you have to work on that cover? Yeah. No worries, Anthony. I totally understand that you have other stuff to do, for sure. Hello, Richie. So her wings have some really cool little openings. And then it has the skin stretched. Think almost like dragon wings. Yeah, for sure, Kylie. Anthony, I worked on the pencils of this one on the Sunday stream. And for some reason, like, it took me so many more tries than usual. I guess I was just having a, like, bad artist day. So I'm happy with it now, but it took me a long time to sort of get it to here. I don't know why. Hello, Rubicon. So I'm making my inked lines a little bit more jaggedy here because this is kind of like bone, basically. So it's got a lot more cracks and jaggedy bits and sharp points, as opposed to, say, her skin, which I've inked a lot more smoothly. I was enjoying my conversations with you guys, Mystery. That's true. Oh, Adam. No, they don't at all. They don't smell like anything besides paper. Oh, I definitely have those days, Kylie. Big time. Juan, I don't know. Yours are such good drawings. Like, I am so mad impressed. When you post on Boop Squad, I beg to differ on your statement there. Okay, so that one's done. Here, I feel like I made the, oh, Lysis, thank you so much for the follow. I think that this side is just a little bit too big, this spiky thingy right here. So I'm gonna erase that and make it a little bit smaller and just kind of refine this whole thing. Oh, thank you, Mystery. Yes, it's working 100%. I'm still getting some, but not nearly as many and not as severe. He said about 3 treatments. He'd like to at least go through a round of 3, and it's once every 3 months, so in 9 months I'll know if this works for me or not. Yeah. No, thank you, Anthony. Agreed, Mystery. Thank you. All right, time to do this side. Oh my god, that's amazing, Mystery. All right, so I'm lightening the lines here, and I didn't fill in the line work completely for her shoulder on this side because I want that green flamey stuff coming out of her hand. Keep turning it to draw in a way that might be easier from my hand, just for control and stuff like that. And then I realize I'm gonna be leaning on the spine, which you never want to do with a blank. I have to be pretty careful. There we go. Okay, time to do some erasing now. So I have started doing my initial erase with the kneaded eraser. It's not as strong, and so it doesn't pick up the line art with it. And then I'll just go in and do some additional cleaning with a stronger eraser like this one. But for now, I get the erasing started with the kneaded eraser. And I'm completely erasing the curl that I have planned for her face, because I'll do her skin tone first and then re-sketch in that curl and do it with Copic Marker only. I didn't, Arrow. I'm so sorry. I was busy all day. Oh, that sounds incredible, Arrow. Trek Nut. Oh, that's awesome, Mystery. I really do try to keep up with the art on Boop Squad. I'm sorry to anybody whose art I haven't reacted to. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I'll miss it for a couple days, and if the piece doesn't show up, then I've missed it. But it isn't that I disliked it and then didn't give a reaction. So definitely no. If I haven't done a reaction on some of your art, it's just because I haven't seen it, and I'm so sorry about that. All right, last little bits of the cleanup. I'm going to erase this lock of hair too, so that I can do the skin tone underneath, and then I'll put the hair in. All right, I think it's time to start coloring her. Woohoo! So much fun. All right, so I'm just looking for my hex chart. Here we go. All right, I might start with E13 and then go to 23 and 25, and I'm going to stay in this particular area. But let me check her again. Her skin is described as cinnamon. I don't know if you guys can hear all the laughing. That's my son just cackling away. Yeah, Mystery, this changes everything when it comes to coloring with Copic markers. It is so handy. So, you know, I had said that I was going to start with E13, but I think I'm going to start with E11. Now, these are a lot more red tone that I'm used to. Or I'm just going to do the E42 and this range right here. Because cinnamon isn't really more reddish, it's just darker. Like a darker brown. E33 and E31. I might do this range. All right, so the highlight is coming from here. So I'm just gonna make the light source on this side of her face. And then this side will be more in shadow. Maybe right here we'll have a little bit of a side light from whatever's going on in the background. It's a mix of brown and burnt sienna. So yeah, these ones, I'm going to start with a lighter brown just to get it going, right? It's going to be sort of the lightest tone is what I usually use as my mid-tone. And let's get a dab pad. My trusty dab pad. It's getting a little bit covered, but still useful. I think I'm gonna start somewhere easy and then work up. So I'm gonna start somewhere that's not as important with this back arm right here. And I'm filling it in completely. And then E31 is my next tone. Yeah, I sure do, Kylie. You've got me pegged. So now I'm using E42 again to blend the E31 back in. And then this is E33. Okay, I feel like this is really bringing in that cinnamon tone. And that's the highlight now. You know what? Instead of using E42 as my lightest one, I'm going to switch and use E53 as my lightest tone because it's a little bit more in the reds as opposed to the E42 that's quite desaturated. And here's to hoping I don't completely ruin everything because I'm kind of switching colors. I'll try it over here. Yeah, I think that these blend a lot better together. Yeah, so much squeak. All right, this one I'm gonna have to go pretty quick, so it's gonna be some aggressive squeaking. Okay, so now it's completely filled with this E53 color. And now I'm going to be going in again with the E53 and starting to make some blocked out areas for shadow and highlight and just setting the tone for her stomach. And then I'll continue to refine it with the darker colors. So I'm still using the exact same color that I started with. Now I'm switching to E31. Back to E53 to just blend that out a little bit. And now I'm doing E33. Back to E31 to blend out the edges. Go. Boy, it's really squeaking loud today. I don't know what's going on. Maybe different papers make different noises. And how they interact with the Copic marker, because I feel like it's kind of loud today. Hey Malachi! And Devin, hello! Alright, more E53 to set the base tone, and I'm just going to do her shoulder at this point. I'm not going to do the remaining of part of her arm. I'm going to leave that for a second and just get to the shoulder. And this time I'm not leaving any white because her skin is quite dark. I'm not going to leave any white sections. This is going to be the highlight color and the base tone. So I'm just getting it set in there. And then doing E31 in this darker area. Here would be catching the light quite a bit, but right here there's a little indentation in your shoulder before it hits the shoulder muscle. This is all the shoulder muscle, and this is where the shadow is going to be. But I'm leaving that little area without the deeper tones to just give a nice rim light. Oh, the base color is E53. Oh, Kylie's got you covered. Yeah, it really does sound like a pet mouse. Sherlock would be not a very good friend to a pet mouse, that's for sure. Though I don't know, he has no qualms seeming to be hunting us, but I think if a mouse showed up, he might just like run and hide, who knows. Oh, hello, Jokernado. So E31 is my mid-tone right now, and I'm using it to blend out the E33, which is my my darkest tone. Yeah, Sherlock's a little bit of a scaredy cat. When my parents visited for Christmas, they didn't see Sherlock for like the first week. He just hid. Oh, hello, Tom. All right, so now I'm back to E53, which is the base tone. Yikes, it pulled some black. Oh my goodness. Have a good night, Scott. Thank you for hanging out. Oops, wrong color. I'm doing E33 now. And this one is the darkest one, and it's really bringing in that reddish tone, which I think is helping with the cinnamon look. Now E31 to blend the edges. There we go. All right, these parts are starting to dry. And I'm gonna check and make sure I have a refill of this before I go too much further with the E53. Yes, I have a refill. We have one, just in case we run out. True, it looks more orange on screen than it does here. I do Ashley for some, but others I color myself, and this one I'm coloring myself. All right, so the color work is going to be, it's gonna be minimal around here, slash non-existent, because I'm gonna be doing all of it with green. Sorry, you guys. It seems to be working on my end and not on yours this time, whereas last time it wasn't working on my end. And everybody else seemed to be fine. It's a little weird. Oh, okay, I just saw it now. It went green and then black. Weird. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we are. Okay, E31 time. Now I'm blending it with E53 to just smooth all those lines out. Or E31. And E53, which is my base tone, to just again smooth out this whole line. There we go. No, I just saw it do it again. I don't think it's this. Oh, the darkest one is E33. All right, moment of truth, time to do her face. I'm gonna see if I can get away with doing the shadowy side first and then moving on to the side that's facing the light. So right past her nose, like right here on her cheek, there will be a highlight. Oh, that's good to know, Philip. At least it's not just me. Okay, now I'm blending it with the E31. And back to E53 for the other side. And this one, I'm not going to be able to look up while I'm working on this one because It's a lot more of her face, and I really don't want any harsh lines that can be avoided. So I have to kind of work on this in one shot. And something I try to do is to make a lot of the seam points, like where your marker strokes meet, is somewhere that would pretty much naturally be in a bit more shadow. So I made them meet like by her cheekbone, up where the like brow bone is right here, where her nose meets her cheek. All of those places would naturally be darker, and so I kind of try to plan out my brush strokes to meet up where those joints are in the shading of her face, or where they would be more in shadow. All right, and now I'm blending it. You gotta be careful in places where it's a little bit darker, black lines, like that it has a little bit more than just one simple little black line, because those are the spots that will bleed, and the marker will pull some of the black ink, which you don't want to happen. So now I'm darkening in some of the spots with the darkest color. Thank you, Malachi.
What's going on?
All right, now let's do the forehead. I've been a little concerned about the joint line from the forehead to the bridge of the nose, but it looks like it was still wet enough that there's not a big line there giving her a unibrow look, which I'm not trying to do here. All right, now switching to E31. And blending it out. And E33 right here on the farthest point, because then it'll be in keeping with the rest of her face. And blending it out with E31 again. So whatever new color I place down as far as shadow, I blend it out with the color I used before, so like the next shade lighter. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot her neck. Classic. So some parts, as you guys can see on her necklace, aren't inked in. And that is because we're not even really going to see that part. It's going to be covered by hair. So I have a lock of hair coming down like that. But I wanted the skin tone in first. And since I'm not inking the hair, I just erased it. Okay. All done with these. Yay! Skin is finished. And I'm not going to do some of the colored pencil highlights that I have planned until the end, because the colored pencils that I plan on using are my new Very Happiness Caran d'Ache Luminance colors. They are very amazing, but I don't think that they mix with Copic Marker, and I haven't tested to see if they will. So I don't really want to risk it. I will make sure that all of my Copic coloring is done before I touch the page with colored pencil, even though I am itching to. So, next up, I have to do, or I'd like to do her metal bits here, her necklace, you know, finish out her face. So I'm going to do some of the little details now. Now, the thing that's really cool about her eyes is that she has the iris, I think it is. That's the black part of the eye. And then the rest is completely red. So that's going to be fun to put in, and I can do that right now along with her lips. So my attempt here is to have her looking directly at us, which is not my strong suit. I'm gonna check it on the screen. See you later, Malachi. Iris is the color. Okay, pupil. Thank you, guys. So I don't make it a perfect circle. I leave a little slice in it, and that's because honestly, when you're looking at an eye, there's so much shine and it catches so many points of light that you're never really seeing the complete round pupil. Or if you are, it's rare. So I think that this kind of helps to make it look a little bit more realistic or not quite so scary. When you put like a pure circle like that and just leave it that way, that's kind of what I do personally for crazy eyes, if I'm going to do Harley, for instance. So I'm gonna let that dry for a second and then I'll erase my pencils underneath. And so I'm gonna switch now to her lips. I'm gonna start with, I think it was RV11. Now this is gonna be very pink, but it's because I'm doing the highlight color first. Turner used to just do squigglies. Oh, that's awesome. So this is gonna look really pink, like Barbie doll time. But again, I'm just doing the base tone. Actually, R83 is better. This is a full marker, I've got to watch out. All right, now I'm using R39 to do the shadowy parts. And this is bringing in a bit more of like a deep classic maroon color, because this side is not catching as much light as this side is. Okay, and then a little bit of R59 just in a couple spots. And I have my dab pad to my side right here for any overfilled markers like usual. Okay, so now I think that the ink lines have dried. Let's get her red eyes going on. Woohoo! I'm just gonna make sure that her eyes are red. And I'm not remembering something incorrectly. Yes, they are. Very red. And yeah, I know that the other shoulder is missing skin color. For now, I'm leaving it because I need to figure out exactly how I'm gonna put all the green in, because I want her hand to have like glowing green, and it would mostly be right in this section. So if I do put some skin tone, I'm gonna just do it really lightly, but I'm still thinking about it. Oh, thanks, Anthony. Okay, red, yes. So I'm gonna start with prawn and then go to R46, so R24, R46, and then probably R39/59, I'll decide. They're really close in color, so it just depends what I need. And once her eyes are all red like this, I might need to darken up some of her eyeshadow. I'll wait and see. Let's start with 39. Oh, thank you, Adam. Hello, easily forgettable. It's been a while. How's it going? There we go. So you can't really see it from far away, but the putting in the 3 different colors really helps to give her eyes a little bit more of a rounded look, and that the centers are catching more light. Aw, thanks you guys. Okay, so let's see. I know I need to fill in with some darker brown into her eyebrows, because I think sometimes filling the eyebrows in completely in black for a commission is a little too strong. So what I usually do is I don't fill in everything completely. There are some spots that are blank, or I kind of make it look like hair and then you see skin. Oh, thank you, Wayne. And then I fill it in with kind of a coordinating color to their hair. I think that really helps to make it look a little bit more natural. When you're digitally coloring, you can do a color hold on your black lines. So I'll make the eyebrows exactly as I intend for them to be in the line art, and then I can just lighten them a little bit. Like say for Harley, for instance, her eyebrows would not be completely solid black because her hair is so light. So I try to think about the hair color of the character. And here I'm just filling it in with a little bit of a darker brown. So at first glance, yes, she looks like she has dark black eyebrows, but when, you know, the person who owns it is holding it, her eyebrows won't be so overwhelming. Maybe I'll take some of this brown and just go around her eye a little bit. And this is E25. And once all is said and done, I'm going to go back into the line art of her eyes and darken up her eyelashes. It's like the final touch. Give her some mascara. Because Copic Marker tends to leave I don't know what it is. Either it's pulling some of the black, just an inconceivably small amount that you only notice at the end, or Copic leaves a slight film of the color over the line art. So places where I want the lines to be nice and strikingly black, like eyelashes, I will go in at the end and do another coat with my pen, whatever pen I happen to be using. Oh wow, that's amazing, Kylie. Oh, Adam, you know what? I'm using Pretzel, and I just kind of choose chill tunes on Pretzel, so I'm not actually sure what is playing at the moment. Oh, thank you so much, Adam. That is awesome to hear. Okay, so usually I leave the highlights, and I already told you guys I wasn't going to use colored pencil until the end. However, with her eyes, I can, and I'm gonna. What's the best brand for inking? You know what, Mystery? That is a very complicated question because it depends on what paper you're using. For me, if I am inking a cover, for instance, so it doesn't really matter, I'm not trying to Copic it or colored pencil it afterwards, it's just to have pure inked lines, I use a mixture of these pens, which are Eco Pigment by Faber-Castell. I use Copic multi-liner pens. And then I also really like to ink with a brush. So I use a Winsor & Newton Series 7 size 0 with Sumi ink, S-U-M-I. Okay, so here we go. Playtime. So this is just to give a little bit of highlight. Since her eyes are, everyone's eyes are glossy and watery, basically, for lack of a better word, I feel that she would have some nice pops of white. Okay, then I just bought a acrylic paint pen. Let's see, maybe I already have one that I've started. All right, so these pens are pump pens. I'll show you guys what that means. So here we go. This is what it looks like, and in order to activate it, you press down. It's kind of like one of those fake blades where the blade goes back inside for plays and stuff. Same concept. All right, so because the light source is generally coming from this direction, not only the main light source, but then she's gonna have this green glowing stuff right here, I'm gonna do the highlights more on the left-hand side. We just need some really nice strong pops of white. And also I use highlights sometimes to sort of help with the direction of where the character is looking. So now I make those dots right in the direction where I want them to be looking. This is, it's called One for All by Molotov. So these are acrylic pens, and they're the slightly thinner version. Okay. I'll put more white highlights here and there and everywhere, but for now I just wanted to complete out her eyes. And I'm gonna wait on doing the line art for her eyes because I did like Kylie's suggestion of possibly using some colored pencil for eyeshadow. So if I do that, I would want to do the black line, like my final black line, at the very end. So I'm gonna leave that till the end. Oh, that's cool, Mystery. Okay. How am I doing on time? Let's start working on her top. That will be fun. And with her top, I'm gonna fill it pretty much completely with Copic. It's black. It's black leather. So I'm not gonna try to shade it and everything like that, because honestly, all these spikes and then trying to do shading around the spikes is going to be extremely time consuming when I can accomplish this in a much easier way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill it with a pretty dark color and then use white colored pencil to put in the pops of highlight. Oh, Kylie, I'm sorry, I didn't see your hair request. I'll do that after. Now, I've gone over the lines here. Some of this is from me actually going over the lines, and some of it is from the general spread that happens with Copic Marker. But here, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be covering it with black anyway. Thank you, Central Park. So I'm starting with T6. Whenever I have black leather to do, I use the toner grays. So when I say T, it's T for toner. And so it's pretty much a flat gray that goes all the way up to a flat black. There is warm grays, which are a little bit more brownish in tone. Think like an extremely desaturated sepia. And then there's the cool grays that have a bluish undertone. And so they all serve different purposes and work excellent for what you need them for. But when it comes to black stuff, leather, anything that needs to be black, I stick to the toners because it's pretty neutral. Copic also makes a neutral gray. I bought that as one of my first color sets, but I find that I never use it. I stick to the toner, warm, and cools if I'm using grays. All right, this is gonna be so fun and extremely tedious to go around every single one of these spikes. Oh my God. And the spikes are silver. So I really don't want to go over the line with these ones. If I do end up making a mistake, I'll try not to, but if I do, I can use the acrylic marker that I just showed you guys to clean it up, or I can also use the Sakura jelly rolls. Both will help me to cover up any mistakes and mishaps that may happen during this stage. See you later, Arrow. Definitely go to bed. Oh my goodness. That sounds amazing, Kylie. I still have no idea what that means. I know you tried to explain it to me, and I don't think I fully got it. That's really cool, Central Park. I think I'm gonna need to do something like that myself with this one because her hair is black, or like an extremely deep purple that goes to black. So I made a little shield line right here because this is also bright, shiny silver, like chrome almost. So I definitely don't want to go over the lines there either. Oh, okay, thank you, Kylie. Hello, Mystery. You're back. So this is definitely not the smoothest of blends because I'm having to go around all the spikes. But I think as I build it up and add a bit more color, I'm going to be doing just one darker shadow tone. And then the highlights I will use white colored pencil for. So I'm not too worried. I think that any of the unevenness that there is right now is going to be fixed up shortly. Because like you guys know, I really like trying my very best to not have any streaks with Copic Marker. Okay, and again, be careful around her skin. Perfect. All right. Now I'm going to go to, I've been using T6, so I probably will go to T9, which is almost black. And then the highlights will be with the white colored pencil, so I'll be using this guy. And then the spikes, I'm going to use the cool gray. So anything that's chrome or ice, dark clouds, I use cool gray for. You know what? I have never done a Red Sonja cover. Be so fun though. Oh, I really need to clean this one. Check that out. Me and my filthy markers. So with heavy blacking and any kind of leather that you're doing, you know, it takes a while, or at least it did for me, and I still don't feel like I have it down pat or anything like that. But just be bold when you're doing your highlights and your shadows. You know, think about the body and where things would catch the light. What is sticking up and coming forward? What is receding? All of those things will tell you where to put the shadows and highlights, and then just try to relax with it, because it's better and it looks better when you're doing latex and stuff. Even if you're a little bit wrong on the positioning of the highlight, just having that bold highlight there is going to clearly tell people, yes, this is latex or this is shiny leather. And going too soft and too blendy, and again, I'm preaching to myself on this one too, because it's so hard to be bold like that. I'm always struggling with it. But just worry less about the mistake of where you're putting the highlight, and just think more about making it a really strong, bright highlight. Oh my God, you're right. I did. Thank you, Mike. I forgot. I did a Conan versus Red Sonja versus Conan issue 1 cover a few years ago. Thank you, Mike. I'm such a fail. And I'm gonna leave a little rim light here at the bottom. Technically, there probably wouldn't be one right here, but this is her boob, and then it goes to the remaining part of her top underneath. I need there to be some kind of indication that there is a separation. This is boob, this is under boob. Sorry, everyone. So I'm leaving a rim light right there. And we're just gonna pretend that there's a little firefly butt underneath there. Hello, Nightcrawler. I went over the lines a teeny bit right there. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Just blend it a little bit. So I'm just using the toner 6, which is what I used before, the base tone, and I'm just going on the edges of the 9 to soften it a little bit. There we go. And since I'm not trying to do anything else on here, I'm gonna go ahead and put the highlight. And something that's just so nice about the Caran d'Ache colors is that they're very opaque, so they go really well even over something as dark as this black tone. And then what I could do at the end is just come in with a little bit of the acrylic pen and just put a few little pops in a few spots. So right here, I'm doing an underlight. Like I told you guys, we're just gonna pretend that there's a firefly down there. Right here, it would catch some light. And I'm not coloring in completely behind these little spikes because I think that they would cast their own little shadow. So there's gonna be that right there. There we go. Oh wow, thank you so much, Devin. All right, now I'm gonna just take a little bit of black. Is this black? Yes. And add in a little bit of the shadow right there. I wanna make it a little bit stronger. Because naturally these have depth. Okay, one side is finished. Let's try to do the other side. Now, at the very end, I might come in with some of this fun lime green, which is kind of the shade of her energy power source that's going to be coming from her hand. And I can add in a little bit of lime green here, there, and everywhere. That's going to make it clear that she's got that light is shining on the rest of her, but I'm gonna leave that to the end. I don't want to get a little too overexcited with my colored pencils. Gotta hold back on that. Okay, so I'm using T9 for this part on her chest. So this is just gonna be really dark in here. I may even just go ahead and use the black. because I actually have a Copic black. For now, I'm just gonna do that and we'll see how it goes. And the same thing right here. It's just black leather. Okay, start filling with 6. Oh no, sorry, Mystery. Oh, Cry5, thank you so much for the follow. Yay!
You have reached the voicemail box of
Kino.
Just wait for the tone. The person you're trying to reach is not available right now.
Okay, this part's done. Oh, thank you so much.
If you need further assistance, enter pound now.
All right. So now I'm gonna add in the toner 9. And I'm just placing it in where I think the shadows would be. Now the main light source, I have 2. I have like kind of whatever is the ambient light that she's from the room that she's in, and then her hand has a glowing green power source. So most of the lighting is coming from here, and then there's going to be more here. and I'm going to use a mixture of Copic marker and colored pencil to get that color in there. So even though I am putting in highlights with white, I may come back in with some fun green at the end. Okay, and now I'm blending it. I'm blending the edges with toner 6, which is the color that I put down first. There we go. And then white colored pencil time. That's funny, Pat draws. Thank you, I guess. What, Shane? That is so not true. Oh, thank you, Killer Gamer. I want a little bit more over here, maybe a little bit more over here. And I'm going to put some shadows from the spikes back in right there, but you know what, my new pencil is not as sharp as I would like it, so I'm just looking for my sharpener. One moment, please. Here we go. Thank you, Central Park. Yay, thank you, Kylie. Thanks, Mystery. And I'm sorry about not remembering everybody's first names. I do have a cheat sheet, but some I just remember off the top of my head because they're around more, so I memorize it. I know I need to, Mystery I need to remember because Mystery is here all the time. Or at least a lot of the time. So hold please, let me find Mystery on my cheat sheet. Okay, where's my, here we go. Cheat sheet. Mystery, I don't have you on here. Okay, I'm gonna need a little heads up on who you are. ZJ, thank you so much for the follow. All right. Yes, you used to be Pat, just Pat. I figured. Oh, okay. Oh, Mr. E. Now I get it. Lol. Mr. E. Eric. Okay. All right. Thank you, Central Park. Wayne, maybe a couple, but not for a while. Like a long while. Oh, Pat, was it the, did you buy it, is it like a coloring one so that you can, basically like a touch screen monitor kind of thing, or did you get a light table? Oh, whoops, I forgot her the under part of her shirt. Oh, don't worry about it. I've even know that I couldn't find certain artists I was trying to find on Twitch, so, and I knew they had a channel, I just couldn't find them. So I totally get it. Thank you, Philip! The pad with a pen. And so why are you regretting it? Are you thinking it's not working very well? There we go. All right, so her top is done, and I'm going to take some cool gray, I think number 5, to just do, there's not much for me to actually color in here, right? They're so tiny. But I'm going to do just a little shadow on a side of it. You know, the thing with chrome is that it's high contrast. So I think C5, or maybe I'm gonna be safe and I'm gonna use cool gray number 4. So it's just slightly lighter. And I'm just gonna put a little edge to it, to just show that some of it is not facing the light. It gives them a little bit of depth. Makes them look a little bit more spikish. And I think I should have gone with my gut and done cool gray number 5. And then they start to turn because we're seeing them from the underside here, and then we're seeing them from on top as they round on the other side of her boob. There we go. And then I'll sharpen their lines with a Sakura jelly roll, like the white jelly roll pens. There we go. Oh, I'm so sorry, Pat. That is rough. Can you return it? Like, did you get it from Amazon by any chance? All right, so I'm just gonna use this to fix up any spots where the Copic marker strayed or where I missed something. I can't blame it on the Copic marker. I was the person holding it. So I'm just touching those areas up. And I'm using the jelly roll instead of the acrylic paint marker because the paint marker is fatter, right? The jelly roll is nice and thin. Yeah, I went over the lines a little bit too much on this one. Oh, okay, Pat, that makes sense. It does take a little while to get used to the whole arm positioning because everything is different when you're working on a monitor and doing coloring on a screen or drawing on a screen as opposed to right in front of you or in your iPad, which is a little bit more ergonomic and more like drawing on a piece of paper. So I hear you. I've definitely got a bit more shoulder pain when I'm doing a long stint coloring than when I'm using traditional media. So that one is learning to work on your posture and find a way that doesn't cause you pain. I am coming up to the finish line, Wayne. That's right. Thank you, Mr. E. And yep, I've got to go work out and cook dinner, and I will work on the rest of this on the next stream. So I'll work on the hair and the rest of her wings, and I should be able to accomplish all of that in one stream. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna try to go a little bit longer on my next stream, which is gonna be on Friday. So kind of in the later afternoon. So I'll keep you all posted via Instagram and Facebook when I'm going live exactly, but I'll probably be able to go for a longer batch of time. Yep, see you all Friday. And let's see if there's someone we can raid. Shall we raid Tony again? Or let's see who else. Oh, no worries, Keeman. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys later. And thank you for hanging out with me. You guys rock so much. Have a good evening. Damian Jones Art, thank you so much for the follow. Yay! Raid Michael Denicola. Okay. Is that how you say it? Like, is that his actual thing? /raid Michael. It's all one word, I imagine. Is that it? Shane, how do you say it? Michael Denicola. Okay, let's try this. Okay, thank you all so much again. It's gonna be ready to raid in 5 seconds. You guys are amazing, and I hope that you have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Bye.